had their masks on, so that was a little awkward. We all have our masks. We're out in a public place. You can still wave at people and say hello, but without knowing, having that full face,
Yep.
it's kind of like,
Smiles and facial expressions.
right,
Yep.
because people were like, I know you. I think I've seen you before, but they're just looking at my eyes, and I'm like, well, I don't, you can pull it down for a little bit, and oh,
Yeah, everybody was doing that. Yeah, yeah.
so, but if at the time, like, man, if we had an app that I could still know who was in the building, I could still see their face on the app or their profile, that would also eliminate all of that. It would be an app that people can still social distance from each other at six
Yep.
feet, but still, wave and say, hey, let's meet in aisle 6 or whatever. So uh, I saw a need for closing that gap of
Yep.
connection and friendship during COVID because people were very more like distant from each other because it was social distancing, like that was the term.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, in going out, people were not used to they were rusty on their skills of like talking to people. And so it was really a phrase between myself and my co-founder, Calvin. We were out eating. And I said, man, people need an app to go say hello to each other, man. It's crazy.
You
And
like, that's it.
that now it was like, hold up.
Go
Is
say
there an
hello.
app for that? So the first thing we did, we didn't say let's go develop an app. We were like, let's find an app like that. We couldn't find an app like that. We went to the App Store and it was like there was no app available in the market that allowed for that type of interaction to occur. So we immediately trademarked Go Say Hello. And then we started to develop, what that would look like. And so my background was I'm an engineer, but mechanical engineer. I'm not a computer science major. So
Okay.
I understand process flows and things of that nature. So I use PowerPoint to create this PDF clickable link that basically looked like how the app looks now, but it was just in PowerPoint. And then I started to find my team of developers to turn that into more of an app. And so we were in the stages of building, and I applied for Algorand like 4 months later for the
Yep.
Algorand grant. And we had raised some capital in pre-seed stage, but Algorand came and helped us a lot by giving us uh, some additional capital
Yep.
that we sorely needed. So yeah, that was the beginning stages of that, man. So,
Yeah. So you brought up Algorand. Okay. Let's talk more about this for the people who don't quite know what Algorand is. Can you
yeah,
break down, Algorand and why you chose this blockchain rather than, let's say, likes of an Ethereum or a
right.
Cardano?
So we knew that we wanted people to earn tokens like for making those connections. It's almost like it was like you almost got to pay people to speak to each other. That's kind
Right.
of like our mindset that we had. Like these people
Yep.
are not going to speak to each other. And for people because people use Instagram as a form of dating, they slide in the DMs,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and we're like, if people do use it for that, what type of person is going to you know want to have a conversation with somebody? I guess if you pay them to have the conversation, maybe they will have the conversation. So immediately we thought at the time crypto was buzzing. So when we thought about that payment metric, we thought about an asset. And so Algorand has standard assets that you can
Yep.
put in the layer one, put on their platform. But then two, we were thinking that whatever that asset is, when you're making those transactions, it has to be like affordable. It can't be You can't be paying $120 for gas fees
No.
to waive us. No, nobody would do that because that that interaction may or may not turn into something.
Yeah. That's
So
exactly where Ethereum was at one point. Like meant to NFT send a transaction spike up to 100 potentially during the
yeah,
height of the market.
it was at that exact moment that I was like,
Yeah.
it has to be another option. So um, I'm an engineer. I always wanted to go to MIT. So when I
Silvio.
researched,
Yeah.
Algorand, you know, who founded
Founder. Yep. Silvio McCauley.
Silvio McCauley, and I'm like, I trust his background. I trust, you know, business is all about trust, and I
Yeah.
trusted the team that he was building, and so we decided to apply, and they reached back out to us about a couple weeks later and said that, you know, we want to go with this, with what you guys are doing. We want to,
Yeah. No, that's dope. Okay, let's talk about the tokens.
yeah,
The Hello token. You said so it launched today, right? At the time of this
on
video.
mainnet. Yep.
Yep, on mainnet.
Go to work to buy more coins. Feel like Cameron. Oh boy. What you gonna do next? I might buy me a jet. Take a flight to Dubai. Algorand in the sky.